Good morning, traders. Welcome to the live trading room. I hope you are all doing well. Right, so last webinar for the week. Let's start with the cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin at a critical level, right at the previous highs. Just a few points short of the previous highs at a 58,613. Previous high was 58.4. So just $100 difference on Bitcoin from the all-time high. So we want to see, is Bitcoin going to break out of here, or is it going to make a correction before it goes? So we're at a critical area where Bitcoin can go all the way up to 75, to 100, all the way, or it can come back first to around 42. Okay, I'm getting an alert for Euro Audi. Must be a okay, let me just set track of a bit here and just see what's happening on Euro Audi. See why I'm getting an alert here. Euro Audi. Okay, so the alert was for this to break out of this structure. So we'll be watching this. That candle must close above the flag. And the RSI must be above here. If we're gonna go back to about 56, it's gonna be a 200 pip move. But let's go back to the crypto, so we'll come back to this. We'll come back to this. Let's go back to the cryptos. So where we are right now with Bitcoin is either we can go all the way up to around 75s. Brent crude. Let me just see quickly. I'm not really seeing any corrective structure here. Brent crude could even come back down. But let's have a look at this one when we get to it. Okay, right, Bitcoin. Very critical level. Let's switch off all those labelings there. Let's look at the divergence. There is some divergence indicating some reversal here. From here, we are at a critical level. Why is that level critical? Because that could be, you see here, this is 3 waves down, this is 3 waves up, this is 3 waves down. This is another 3 waves up. We can call that 5 waves up or another 5 waves to the upside. Okay, so we can come down here with a very strong move, or we can come down here with 3 waves. Either way, it doesn't matter. We will be looking for this corrective structure. So if it comes down in 3 waves, then we know that this is going to be a WXY structure. But what I think is likely to happen here, if they're going to drop it, they'll drop it with an impulse. Why do they drop it with an impulse? Because everybody's going to think it's reversing. And those that had some money that looked at it reverse here and wondered why they shouldn't have taken profit here, so there will be some profit taking here, because there were some people here who didn't, obviously most people didn't take profits yet because they were thinking it was still going to push to the upside. Now, this is another opportunity for people to take profits, where taking profit taking can result in this one dropping. Those who missed it here, the buys here when it was pushing up again, will be taking advantage again here. So then this starts pushing to the upside. That's just the analogy. It's not even the wave theory, it's just the psychology. Okay? It's just the basics of trading. So there are people that would have wanted this one to keep pushing up higher. It didn't, it pulled back here, so that meant they'll be regretting why they didn't take profits there. Now they've got another opportunity to get some profits there. So they might even take some profits. That profit taking can result in this move. Takes the low, those who wanted to get an opportunity at the pullback, we start accumulating Bitcoin and we start getting this. Okay, but we'll look at the structures and the confirmations of the indicators. So what we have right now on the 4 hour, we we are still at that we're still at that level. But being here does not mean anything. Even this being above 50, this can get to this level. So what we want to see here is if this is going to make a move to the downside. Remember, I do not sell cryptos. At this stage, it is not safe to sell cryptos. You can sell it. Here you get confirmation for a sell, it does this. And it starts pushing up higher. And if it's doing this, that is a very nice opportunity to get in because it is very close to the critical level and it's going to push up higher. Once it pushes up above 60, we're going to see more highs on Bitcoin. So the structure that I'm more interested in on Bitcoin will be this one. I'll start accumulating around 40,000 if you do get to this level again. That would be too perfect a structure to happen. But otherwise, if it doesn't, and we have done, or we are complete with this correction, and we're starting a 1, 2, we're going for a 3. This is going to keep correcting here. We're going to still pushing up high. We're going to keep pushing up higher. We're going to keep pushing up higher. So we just need to monitor the current level that we're in. Even if I do get a setup for downside here, I'm not interested in selling. I'm not even interested in selling. I'm waiting to put in some more here. Okay, so that is Bitcoin. Ethereum will have exactly the same structure. Now Ethereum, just like Bitcoin, 3 waves down. Is this another 3 waves to the upside? Are we going to drop from here? There's no confirmation yet. We are still above 50. We are at the bottom. So Ethereum could still push up higher. If it's pushing up higher, it's only natural that Bitcoin will push with it a little bit further higher. Okay, so Bitcoin will only look above this. Even Ethereum will also look above this for further highs. Okay, anyway, if this is pushing up higher, let's just bring them both together. You can see this one is not at the previous high as yet, just like Bitcoin. Let's put in both of them in the same chart, on the same screen, and look at the correlation. Okay, guys. Okay, so this one opened incidentally, so watch out for this to break up higher. Just watch out for this to break up higher. This is US dollar Swiss, guys. So look at US dollar Swiss. Okay, we're gonna look at this. It may not even break to the upside. Let's have a look at this, but it opened accidentally. I did not want to look at this. Let's look at Ethereum. But just looking at the structure, one will expect that this one pushes up higher, but we have to check what the indicator is telling us. So that is Ethereum on the left-hand side. We want Bitcoin on the right-hand side. Both on the 4-hour. As you can see, it's exactly the same structure, right? Exactly the same structure. What is the difference? The difference is that Ethereum is not at the previous high as yet. Ethereum is not at the previous high as yet. Just get my annotation tool right. Ethereum is still here, still showing us continuation to the upside. But if Ethereum is confirming further upside, that means Bitcoin will also push a little bit higher from current levels. And Bitcoin pushing up higher means it's breaking above that level. And if it breaks above that level, that means we're going to see new highs. And we're going to see this one push up higher as well. So that will mean that this is a 3-wave structure, and we are done. We're starting with the 5-wave move to the upside. Similarly here, we would have been done, and then we're continuing with the move to the upside. Then we're going to look for new all-time highs on both the cryptos. This is a critical level, and this will tell what we need to, what's going to happen here. Ethereum right now, RSI is still just above 50. We are at the bottom, so if that happens, we know that we are not going to get this leg to the downside on Bitcoin. But otherwise, if Ethereum starts pushing lower, Remember, we're not really interested in buying and selling, even though we know that we can see the direction can be confirmed for downside. We're not really interested in this, or I'm not interested in selling. I don't trade cryptos, I invest in cryptos. So we'll be looking for this. Okay, so let's see. You can get a confirmation for this, but be careful when you get to this level because that will be a reversal area or structural level for this. Right, so let's go back to one screen. Litecoin, showing continuation to the upside on the 4-hour. We're still going to see further upside. Similar structure. Yesterday, we were looking at this. We were looking at this to drop here and give us this structure. Let's mark this with a different color. We're looking for this. So we need to decide whether this, we don't need to decide, we need to wait for that confirmation to decide whether this is going to happen before we push up higher. Okay, we need to see if we're going to have a reversal here to see if we're going to have a drop. So on the 4-hour Litecoin, we're still at the top. We've got some divergence here, not really yet confirmed. We've got some divergence there. So we will look for this to reverse from that level. That will be the confirmation for this move to the upside. Otherwise, if we don't get that drop, and this is just confirming upside, then we're going to have that upside. But just like Ethereum, this one is not at the all previous highs as well as either. So pushing up higher will push Bitcoin because they're supposed to go together. So we are at a critical level. I'd want to see an entry on Bitcoin. This is Litecoin, but I want to see Bitcoin give me something like this at current levels for me to confirm that it's going to go up without giving us one more down. Ripple, it's actually becoming very corrective. Ripple looks like we may get another move to the upside. Initially, we were looking for this to come tag the year, but it doesn't look like that structure is playing out. It looks like we've got a continuation pattern for one more to the upside. We are at the bottom, just at 50 level here. So not really clear at this stage. Those are the cryptos. We just need to watch them for now and wait for those confirmation. Could happen over the weekend, but if it starts dropping, that's a good thing. I wouldn't really want to buy it that expensive. I would want it to give us that one more down. Then that's going to be a nice opportunity to take it there. All right, let's do the indices as well before we go to the crypto pairs. What is new on the indices? Nothing at all. Everything that we expected to happen has happened. We had the correction, which we've been tracking. We had the correction, which we've been tracking. A, B, C. Now we're making a move to the upside. So any correction here on the 1 hour, we look to take it further up. That's what we've been saying for weeks. That's the S&P 500. The Dow Jones had already broken way before the S&P 500. Gives this corrective structure. We're just looking for continuation patterns to the upside. Do not worry about this being at the top. This at the top, all you want is to see this reset. You want this. It doesn't matter where this is. Actually, the higher this one is, the better. So you want to see this, especially on the 1 hour, and you want to see further upside. Nasdaq, 3 waves that we predicted. 1, 2, 3. Now we've got an impulse. Wait for a correction on the 1 hour, get a trade set up, and take it up higher. UK 100, still making that structure. It's still in play. 3 waves up, 3 waves back. You're still gonna see this one push a little bit higher. It's giving us this corrective structure, showing that it's gonna push a little bit further higher. So the overall structure is this one that we're looking at on the UK 100. Eventually, we will see this push up higher again. DAX. So the DAX look at the sequence on the website, we're looking at this correction from when it started and looking for this to break up higher. Even when we're still here, we're looking for this to just pull back and push up higher, makes an impulse and makes another correction. You just need to get this. Just look at the structure on the website to see how far that will go. Nikkei, nice corrective structure in 3 waves. 1, 2, 3. Wait for this correction for on the 1 hour. You'll take this to the upside. Thank you so much, Dr. Ben. For those that are only watching the video, Dr. Ben is saying, Victor, you've done a very good job. I'm proud of you. Thank you so much. As long as you are benefiting from it, well done. But if you look at all these live webinars, this is the seller, guys. So I don't want to speak for myself, but you can see the accuracy of these live webinars. All the things that you need to be careful of, or what you need to look at to take a trade, it's all covered here. All the cautions, everything given here. No holes barred. I give you everything. All right, so if you're benefiting, I'm really glad. I'm really glad. Right, so that is the Nikkei, the Nifty. The reason why you have these webinars is that somebody can see this. Somebody can see this and want to sell. And we always caution you because we know the sequence and the structure. Do not go and sell. It's still going to push up higher. Even when you're seeing this, there are a lot of people who would be losing money here with this because you don't have the sequence. You don't know when the move has ended. Every time this happens, you're selling, and that's when you should be buying. You should be buying, you should be buying. But not everybody has that knowledge, unfortunately. Right, so let's get back to it. The Nifty, 3 waves, upside, pull back. We expect this to continue to the upside. Right, so this could do this, take this top here, come back for 1, and then up. That is the Nifty, and that is the cryptos and the indices. Let's go into the Forex pairs, critical level as well. Euro US dollar, what do we expect of Euro US dollar? So the Euro US dollar has reversed from the blue box. What happens next? If you look at the 4 hour, I want to look at the daily. If you look at the 4 hour, it looks like we're getting a reversal after the 3 waves. Will that really reverse and go into the blue box? That's what we thought is possible as well. But if you look at the daily, if you've got any experience in trading and you're looking at this daily chart, you will see that this is a very strong impulse. This is just going sideways. And whichever correction is going to happen here will still mean that the euro continues to the upside. If there's going to be any reversal on the euro, may happen after a move like this. Possibly back at the 50% of this, as I've said yesterday, at around 22. So this is not a reversal on the daily. As much as we're still below 50, yes, we're still vulnerable there to the downside. The best are still in control, like some would say. We want to see this above 50, but this can stay here while this corrects, and then we can start getting this. So if you have not taken it from the blue box, if you're not taking it at the second correction here, you can wait for this one, because this one will be a bigger move than the first two. Okay, so this was about 100 pip move from 800 to 100, about 150, 120. So look out for another corrective structure at this stage. Do not go and sell this. Let's look at the 4 hour. Unless we do have a setup for one down, do we? 4 hour is actually tricky because it may be showing us this. Okay, and you may want to get this one down again into the blue box before it pushes up higher. Looking at this, if this does not turn up here, we don't really worry about it turning up or anything. Remember, you are not trading these indicators, you are trading this structure. How do you know that you're not gonna get a move to the upside here? This is how you will know. Let's do this. You confirm with this with the indicator. You will know if this starts giving you a corrective structure for downside, a setup for downside, and you get a candle closing below this 4-hour flag. If your candle is closing below the 4-hour flag, you are at the top, you are dipping below 50, then you know that this is going to make a move to the downside. If that is not happening and you are getting this, you're getting a flag, and this remains above 50. While you're getting the flag, this resets at the bottom. That is a very nice opportunity to take it to the upside. So either way, whichever direction you focused will be confirmed first before it happens. So if we're saying there's a possibility for one more down, that possibility you will see before it plays out. It's not that you're going to guess one and be wrong on the other. Whichever possibility that we're looking at here will be confirmed before it happens. Right, so that's how we're going to be looking at the euro. The DXY will be similar. DXY will be similar. So the DXY is more telling, it's showing more strength here. So we'll see what we get from the DXY. On the daily or the 4-hour, we need to see this one pop up above 50. If that happens, that means the euro as well will then drop for one down, possibly back into the blue box. Back into the blue box. So at the moment, you cannot decide which direction it is, you just have to watch. Pound US dollar, we looked for this one to break out of this structure. It has from here, it has broken out. There was another opportunity to take it up. Now it looks like it's going to make a move to the downside. We are here at the critical level, so it looks like pound US dollar is not ready for a move to the upside. We were looking for this to have been only a pullback in 3 and this one to continue to the upside. But it looks like we may get one more down here. We're going to get this one more down. So if this is the case, then that's going to support the euro move to the downside. It's okay if it does go back into the blue box and give us this. So that's how we're going to be looking at pound US dollar. Right. US dollar chief, just like the DXY. So US dollar chief is telling. And if this is the case, we are going to see US dollar chief resume a move higher. And if we're going to resume a move higher, that means euro is going to come down, pound US dollar is going to come down, euro US dollar is going to come down. So US dollar chief looks like it's leading, and it's going to tell us what's going to happen with the rest. So this one has got a clearer structure. The 4-hour candle closing above there will be a trade to the upside. Put in your stop loss here and take it one more up. US dollar CAD. Can US dollar CAD give us this and then upside? It looks likely because we're seeing the US dollar strength resurface. So it seems like what we're getting was a pullback. So as we've been expecting of US dollar CAD, this could be the correct structure, but we will eventually drop. All right, Audi. All of them, you can see they all have the same setups. We just need to see them drop below 50. We need to see US dollar chief break above the flag. We need to see this break below this. By break, we mean a candle close below this to confirm that we're going to have one more down. Okay. Audi US dollar, if you remember, it bounced from the 1,618. Let's just have a look here. So we're looking at this one to go into the blue box as follows, but it only bounced at 1,618, but this bounce is too big compared to this one, so we're not going to consider that one anymore. So if we're considering this has to be all the correction here. So that means we're going to need to get another bounce, another 61, and not this one. So if that is the case, because it has changed the structure, we do this. Because this was the now bigger correction than the first one that we were using. So our 61 is not here where this one bounced anymore. Our 61 is actually here, and the blue box is actually here. So let's see if we're going to get that move to the downside. New Zealand, are we going to drop? Very close to dropping on the New Zealand because we are about at the critical level. We are at the top. We want to see this drop to the downside. So it looks like everything is supporting downside on the US dollar pairs. So some US dollar strength showing up here. US dollar ZAR also showing some pullback here. Remember, we're expecting this one to go down around these levels. It doesn't go in a straight line. We've got a pulsing move. We can get a correction, whichever way correction plays out, doesn't matter. I'm just drawing that. So it can be any corrective structure. It can be any pullback before we come down, and then we make a move to the upside. That is US dollar ZAR, pound yen. Pound yen, it will not stop until 156. So every time you get continuation pattern, like we've been saying, we're still looking for this to go to 156. I think you guys are tired of hearing me say that. Here's another setup. We've just confirmed another leg higher on pound yen. Another leg higher, we're resetting again. I'm not even going to go through that again. US dollar yen has just confirmed another leg higher. US dollar yen has just confirmed another leg higher. Yesterday we were here looking for this one to break. It didn't. It just came down like that. Euro yen. Euro yen. Remember yesterday we said this is going to break up higher from here, but you needed to be careful here because we're very close to that critical level. And it corrected here. So correcting here means we're going to push up higher. We have, and we're correcting here again. And correcting here again means this structure is complete. We're going to see further upside. Chief. We need to see a decent corrective structure here to see further upside. Let's go to the 4-hour to look at the structure properly. So Chief, 1, 2, 3 wave pullback. Looks like we're going to get another one here. We're going to see some further upside here. I'm not really looking at this as a corrective structure. Doesn't look all right to be an expanding flat. Let's just look at the daily here. I'm just trying to look at this, figure out that structure. One, two. Okay, we're seeing continuation to the upside here. How far will this go? We may not go very far. We can come and take or break even higher and then drop. As long as there's divergence, this will not go far and will drop. The bigger structure is this one. Although not very clear at this stage. These are the 3 waves to the downside. This 1, 2, 3. Pull back in 3 and another 3. So here it looks like 1, 2, 3 up. Here's another 3 down. So what we're looking for here is another 3 up here. Like this. And that 3 up is retesting the top. So from that level, we can drop like that. And then the bigger structure will be a 3, 3, 5, or 3, 3, 3. That will be a bigger flat correction in this case. So that's why we can see this one pushing up higher, but how far will it go? Will it go far? So eventually we could be making a simple flat correction as follows. Flat correction like that before we do this. Let's just keep an eye on that. CAD. You can see the daily is a parabolic move. All you have to do on this one, just like CAD Chief, you have to just wait for all these small pullbacks. If you get any confirmation for upside, you take it. This was not the cleanest one to look at, but that's just going to push to the upside. So now New Zealand yen has reached that level, 1, 2, 3. What happens now? Should we get a move to the downside as follows? There's possibility before we make a move to the upside. Audi yen. Audi yen, we have now completed that three-wave structure. We started with an impulse. This 1, 2, and the 3 is the end. We're going to see this come down and then upside. It will be very interesting if we get those pullbacks. Let's go to commodities. Gold looks like it's making the structure that the euro, we're expecting of the euro. So we are going to do this, 1, 2, 3. We're going to get one more down. So that was just a three-wave pullback. So it looks like the euro was also just a three-wave pullback. All right, go silver. The same, also a three-wave pullback. That's silver, continuation to the downside. Brent crude. Brent crude looks like it's still going to push to the upside. I'm not sure what Dr. Ben was referring to when he said it's crossing the line. I don't know if you're referring to this one. We're still going to see continuation to the upside here. So oil, we expect this to go to the previous highs at about 72. 1, 2, 3. We're going to get one and a deeper one. We take the top here, come back for one, and then upside. Either that or this is all done and we're starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the lower degree, and we're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 going up again. That is, if we break up here, we're going to see more upside. But this is another setup for further upside on oil. So that means oil, we will see that 72 again. Pound chief, it's going sideways. When this breaks, it will break up high again. We're going sideways, we're correcting, we can even get one more down and then upside. Pound CAD. Let's go to the 4-hour. Pound CAD, that corrective structure that we looked at has broken down. The same as Euro CAD, it has done the same thing. So those structures that we looked at, 1, 2, 3, you can see we're breaking down. That's because the RSI and the indicator was showing us. So that's why we could see that this is going to break to the downside. I'm going to look at Euro CAD as well because exactly the same thing. Remember yesterday I put in an alert here. I got an alert this morning that this is going to continue to the upside. It's already continuing to the downside. Okay. No, I do not do the US bonds. I do not do the US bonds. We don't cover them, unfortunately. Okay, so that's pound CAD, euro CAD. Pound Audi, you saw the alert earlier on for this to push up higher. I actually lost a trade here on pound Audi while we were here, expecting this to push a little bit higher. Okay, so now this is setting up again. We'll need to see this close above this. Close above this. See further upside on pound Audi. So I entered prematurely for upside, but that's fine. We'll wait for this. As you've seen with euro Audi, I've got an alert for a move to the upside. That needs to be confirmed first. So it's not just about touching here, because you can touch here and continue to the downside. We want it to close above here. We want this one to continue to the upside. We want this to confirm. We want this above 50. We want this one here at the bottom. That's where it is. So we want this. That's euro Audi and pound Audi. Euro New Zealand, same thing. And an alert yesterday. Looks like it's about to break up here. We want it to close above. So as I said, I put the alert a little bit further, so when it breaks, I know that it's already broken, because if it gives me an alert while we're here, it will just be touching. So I want to be alerted when it is already above the actual line. Okay, so that is euro New Zealand. Why am I looking for that? Because I'm looking for this structure expanding flat there, and I'll be looking for this to push up higher. That's euro New Zealand. Did you do pound New Zealand? Pound New Zealand is looking upside as well, just like pound Audi. 1, 2, 3 continuation pattern. We need to see this close above the flag for us to confirm upside. Those are the pound and the euro pairs. Euro Chief. Euro Chief is in this corrective structure. Yesterday we were here. We said we need to wait for this to confirm, but as you can see where we were yesterday, we weren't gonna push to the upside here. So we want to see if we're gonna get a correction here that will result in this pushing to the upside. Right. Where are we now? That's euros. Let's go to the crosses. This one yesterday, we said it's going to break out of this structure. It has broken. Trade triggered. Looking for upside. Move to break even at that level. Because at that level, you'll have this. So this is where we were yesterday. We have broken. Audi CAD. Looks like a three-wave structure. So remember, this one is similar to Audi US dollar. Makes a three-wave structure. And it looks like we're going to continue to the downside again. Audi Chief. Sideways. Pulse, three waves could come back down for one before we get a move to the upside. The structure has not changed. This has actually just gone sideways. Now, New Zealand CAD also made a three-wave pullback here, coming down with this move. Coming down with this move. We resume lower. Let's see if we're going to have divergence here for reversal. New Zealand Chief, just like Audi Chief, could be coming down here and make this structure. So that structure will be 1, 2, 3. And possibly one, whole thing being a 3, and then upside. So maybe a bit more sideways here on New Zealand Chief. CAD Chief. CAD Chief, every time you get an opportunity for a pullback, like I said yesterday, this is still going to go much higher. If you see this coming down around this level, look for an entry from here. Any entry from around about that level, you look for upside on CATShift, because this still has a long way to go to the upside. Any move to the downside is an opportunity to ride it to the upside. That's all for this week, guys. I think that we've covered everything. I will see you on Sunday at 10 a.m. Cheers, everybody. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe on those YouTube channels so you can always get notified. I hope all of you are watching the weekly webinars because they give us a background of what's going to happen in the week. Cheers, everybody. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.